Welcome back, everyone. Ready to do 20 questions with Virgil. Trying to find out a bit
Yes?
more about Marco. Um, why did Marco send you? Why didn't he just come and face me himself?
Do you always imagine elaborate, contrived showdowns with your antagonists? I'm afraid Marco's a touch more pragmatic in his outlook. Don't worry, he'll fight you on his own terms when the time's right. First, I have to see to his interests while he stabilizes things in Utah. He told me that Sergio came here, squared off with you in some mountain town. Didn't work out well for him, did it? Do you want Marco that badly? You have to know that it's risky going up to Utah.
Hmm. Risks are unavoidable. I'll adapt and overcome, even in Utah.
To your credit, you are adaptable. Some things can't be accounted for, though. When you taste Marco's vengeance, it will cut you off at the knees. You ever seen a cripple win a wrestling match? I mean, I've seen some midgets put up a mean fight with arm bars and whatnot, but never a gimp.
Okay.
Yes?
Um, what's your background? How'd you get mixed up with Marco?
I had a non-traditional upbringing, with the requisite amount of violence for wasteland standards. Marco found me when I was a young man. I was just a thug when we met. He saw something in me, something I didn't know about myself. He just has that ability. It's uncanny. He pushed me to become more proficient at violence, but also instilled the urge to educate myself. It's amazing what learned slaves can teach you. I have no doubt I would have perished in some scrape back east if I hadn't met Marco. I would have been another anonymous, forgotten raider. Some gang members came and went, like Red Bear. They feared Marco, so their presence was usually ephemeral. There was always a core, though. We stay loyal to Marco because he wins every time, against all odds. There's profit, but also brotherhood. Is it the same with your group?
Um, don't ever talk about my companions, bub. They stick with me for mutual respect.
Respect? All the time, even when someone is drunk or careless? I wonder how you tolerate their flaws, and vice versa.
Where'd you get the Pip-Boy?
It was given to me when I came of age, so very long ago. Though it's unsightly and cumbersome, there's no questioning its value. The targeting alone has saved my skin more than a few times. Of all the paths I've walked, all the trials I've endured, it's been constant. Yes, this Pip-Boy is better than a loyal hound. Certainly superior to a wife. God, it's not even close.
So you grew up in a vault?
Do you find that remarkable? Most people have rather strong assumptions about vault dwellers. We're all naive, agoraphobic shut-ins, right? Some of them never adapt to the outside, but me, I never liked being trapped. As a boy, I constantly dreamed of life beyond the vault. I escaped through literature and comic books. Never cared for school itself. My father punished me, even destroyed my books. I didn't care. I could paint grand vistas in my mind, climbing to the highest peaks while taking in real sunlight, breathing unfiltered air. My father hated his lot in the vault, working maintenance. He hated even more that I was content to spend my time withdrawn from his world. He drank a lot, beat me and my brother when things boiled over. Overseer was a real traditional type. Didn't want to interfere, so nothing changed. Dad had plans for me. Maintenance and repair in the vault, an auspicious occupation. I probably would have killed myself if I'd stayed in that vault.
How'd you escape?
When I was 13, the water chip gave out, so we had to make contact with the outside. I wanted to leave with a scouting expedition. Dad said no. I planned on sneaking out with my kid brother. Couldn't leave him with Dad. I got caught, and the old man pummeled me unconscious. I ended up in the infirmary. Dad wound up in his cell. Didn't last, though. Overseer released him the next day. He had critical skills. You see, I found that life is a series of epiphanies. Some are minute, others hit you like a freight train. I had a big one in the infirmary. I realized that the rules would always work against me in my dreams. Somebody with money or power pulls the strings, snuffs them out. It was that realization that finally pushed me over the edge. Or made my balls drop. One night I picked up Dad's bat and bashed his kneecaps. He cried like a little girl, apologized and confessed till he was hoarse. My stepmom stayed out of it. She was a timid soul. I told them that me and my brother were leaving, and that they shouldn't bother trying to find us. Dad just sobbed and nodded. There was a skeleton crew guarding the entrance, so we slipped out before they found Dad. Don't know what became of him. Knowing what I know now, I only wish they'd finished that bastard off. He was a waste of life.
What happened after you escaped?
We left at night, but it was still disconcerting at first, seeing the sky above you, like an ocean bearing down on you. You feel so small. We adjusted soon enough, just kept walking east. It was so stupid in hindsight. A couple of kids with a baseball bat, nothing more. You see, back east there aren't all these nations like you have here. It's just towns and tribes with no real order. We had no idea. I wish I could tell you we found a town and everything worked out. Not the case. We were picked up by slavers led by a man named Dickie. Dickie ran a roaming band who would lease out slaves to towns or raiding crews. To his credit, he was a sharp trader. I thought I had taken some harsh beatings, but the slavers made Dad seem like some grandma with an old switch. They were merciless. It only bothered me when they hit my brother, though. He was no more than 8 at the time, so they planned on making him a sex slave. I despised Dickie not because of his cruelty, but because he was always smiling, whistling, making cracks. Dad may have been an abusive cretin, but at least he imparted some mechanical know-how. That's how I got the slave collars off. We ran until our blood burned and our bare feet bled, then ran some more. Dickie was tracking us with dogs. It was closed when I spotted the town. In that moment, I knew we wouldn't make it. Dickie and his crew were too fast, so I sent my brother off towards the town while I backtracked. He made it. I didn't. If I'd known what awaited me, the sheer hell of it, I might have killed myself before they took me.
What did Dickie do when he recaptured you?
What didn't Dickie do? 5 years. 5 years of hell. That's what I got for leaving the vault and saving my brother. It was work, beatings, work, and then more beatings. All the while there was Dickie's laughter. All the while I thought of my brother. I was near a man when Dickie got the idea of matching me up in the cage. That was a big draw, fighting slaves to the death. I knew it was my chance.
What happened?
I was strong enough from all the work, but I didn't know anything about real fighting. Dickie wanted to use me as bait for his stud fighter, Jay. Guy had at least 30 pounds of me, had won a dozen matches. I saw him as an obstacle to my freedom, something between me and my brother. It was one of the many lessons in the power of resolve. That man should have killed me, but I wanted it more, plain and simple. He broke one arm and half my ribs, but I ended when I gouged his eyes and then drove my heel through his skull like it was a piece of old fruit. Dickie wasn't laughing then. I was hurt, that seeing his face was worth every break and bruise that I'd suffered. It was the first time I killed. I'm not sure what Dickie had planned for me because another man bought me on the spot. A guy named Thompson. He was all right. Thompson made me an offer. Win enough matches and I'll set you free. Win a lot of matches and you can join the crew. So I did. So I fought and I won. Every type of man, big, small, slow, fast. I found a way to kill them. It always boiled down to willpower, nothing else. Thompson was an old fellow, gruff but fair. He pushed me hard, but it paid off. He never beat me. Not that I gave him reason. I respected him. He recognized the fire burning in me, knew how to harness it without smothering me. Wasn't long before I was working alongside him. After Thompson died, I was in charge. Wasn't long after that I met Marco, and the rest is history.
Did you ever meet your brother again? No?
Yes?
Well, let's save real quick. Alright. Minimap off.
Yes?
I'm ready to leave for Frost Hill.
Only 250 miles to go. Let's get started.
Oh, you stand poised to depart the Mojave Wasteland for Frost Hill, Utah. It will be a long, arduous journey, and you will be unable to return until you've dealt with Marco. You'll have limited access to food and munitions during your time in Frost Hill. If you're up to the challenge, inform Virgil that you're indeed ready to depart. Marco awaits. Well, as long as we're back in time for Halloween, I'm fine with it. Ooh. A slideshow.
It's a nice long walk to Frost Hill, so pay attention and you might learn something. Over the years, travelers have told stories of a man in black, the most dangerous killer alive, from somewhere far to the east. For you, he was merely a name, Marco. He would have remained just that, if not for a chain of events after you emerged from the grave. You squared off with the Mojave's worst, and prevailed. Some began to speak of you as a living legend of the wasteland. None of this would have mattered until you met a man named Sergio, and killed him. Then you had Marco's full attention. When he heard about his brother's death, he sent me to find you, to bring you to him, so that you could settle this. Now there will be a grim meeting between you and the man in black, after which, only one legend will endure.
Oh, we should have brought Sergio's outfit.
Well, we made it. Don't you love that clean mountain air? Breathe it in, savor it. Do you have anything you want me to relay to Marco?
Sweet revenge. Tell him I packed this pistol and I'll be using it to send him to hell.
Nice. Is that an old pre-war Remington? If you're going to get killed by something, that would be a good choice. Take care, Courier.
Virgil has left for Marco's encampment. It's uncertain if your paths will ever cross again. Alright. Nice. Explorer perks working alright. Devil's Due. Find Frost Hill. Let's get to it. Oh, shoot. It's an ambush.
They don't try to bushwhack everybody. Well, hellfire if it isn't my old protege, come up all the way from the Mojave Wasteland. You are a sight for sore eyes, old friend. How the hell are you? Took your sweet-ass time getting here, if I may say so.
Randall? How the hell are you still alive? I thought they buried you in the desert.
Didn't you get the letter? Damn, I paid that courier extra, and he still couldn't get it done. Goddamn messengers are useless.
Oh, wait,
As you
no,
can see,
got the
I ain't
letter.
dead. Well, not entirely. I'm more or less a walking corpse thanks to that cocksucker Sugar. Goddamn son of a bitch.
Good to see you too. I had a few delays, but I got here just the same.
Yeah, I reckon so. We got a lot of catching up to do, but we best do it back at my shack. It ain't safe out here in the open. Here's a spot on your map. It ain't much, but there's shelter and some warm beds. Stop by and I'll catch up on everything. Be careful now.
Alright, I forgot. Yeah, we got a letter, I think, after Bounties 2, or after we killed Red Bear at least, that Randall was still alive. He was tracking Marco. Nice.
Go on and meet up with me at the shack.
Alright. It's a winter wonderland here. Should I be sticking to the road? I mean, we're probably fine. Oh yeah, here we go. Randall and Associates.
Turns out the NCR's top ranger was a traitor. If the Legion can turn a man like Hanlon, what chance has the NCR got?
Alright. Bounty
Someone
hunter.
finally put down that sick motor runner son of a bitch. Good riddance.
Randall, you've been putting in work here. Got a whole camp of bounty hunters. Oh, Cooper? I'll steal all this later. Randall, it's been a long time since we've sat in front of your typewriter.
I only have one question. Are you willing to kill people for money? I'm just joshing you, partner. Had to ask, for old time's sake. Lord knows you've killed enough for the both of us, and then some. I heard about you taking down Judge Richter, Red Bear, and Sergio. Damn fine work by all accounts. I know you might have a lot of different reasons for coming here, but I want you to know I appreciate it. Fact is, I could use your help. My goal is to find Marco and kill the son of a bitch, plain and simple. We even got the NCR bankrolling us this time, thanks to Mr. Brookshire. Truth is that we're in a tight spot here. When Marco came to Frost Hill, he brought a passel of outlaws with him, all of them a rough bunch. I'm talking about the hardest, meanest vermin west of the Mississippi, gathered over years of raiding. We ain't taking no prisoners up here. It's gonna be sorta like what we did back in Vegas, except this time, we finish it, together. Marco has nowhere else to run now. It's gonna be tough, partner, and downright bloody. You let me know when you're ready to start. I'll get you on track. I'd tell you not to distract me with questions, but I reckon that would be downright rude, considering everything that's transpired. If you're curious, ask away. So long as you don't keep me away from my typing for too long, I reckon somebody has to keep this outfit organized.
I have never seen you not typing.
See you later.
Let's stand up. Randall.
What is it, partner?
Questions.
Ask away.
So, let's see. Do you want your old pistol back?
It does my heart good to see that old Remington. Let me tell you, it means a lot to me that you brought it all the way here. Damn good of you. Now, the way I see it is that it's yours now. So long as you kill Marco with it, I'm happy. Truth is that just holding that thing can dredge up bad memories for me. I just end up stowing it in a safe again. Better to see it put to use.
Alright,
What's on your mind?
you gotta tell me, how did you, survive?
Oh, how did I become a zombie? Yeah, I can say that shit with impunity now. Zombie, 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 motherfucker. Anyway, Sugar had busted me up, then buried me up to my neck in dirt, not far from some old wayside. Made me sick as fuck. There I am, wasting away, sun burning my head, thinking it can't get worse. Wrong. Fucking giant ants showed up, about to chomp my dome off. Right when I'm about to become a snack for the bugs, a pack of wild dogs comes running in, chew up the ants, then run 'em off. I'm thinking, hallelujah for man's best friend. Wrong again. Big alpha dog came up and commenced to humping my face. Did it all night.
Damn.
So that mangy fucker is making love to my ear when finally I hear gunshots, despite my impairment. Thought I'd finally caught a break. Dogs run off, but it was the jackals that found me. Cocksuckers had a real laugh at me, half ghoulified and covered in dog jizz.
That's horrifying. Please continue.
Well, the jackals shackled me and hauled me around and made me their zombie slave. They just assumed I was some random hobo in the wastes. I ended up taking a page out of old Marshall Cooper's playbook. Late one night, I used a fork to kill their leader, then grabbed a gun. Jackals are all pussies, of course, so they ran off. I did manage to kill 2 of them, though. After that, I got my bearings and headed north.
Why didn't you return to the Mojave, though?
Jackals hauled me up north to begin with. And I wasn't sure what was going on back in Vegas. For all I knew, the judge was still around. I ain't proud of everything I've done, but it worked out. I was on the road when somebody told me Marco was up in Utah. Hearing that gave me real purpose again, something to work towards. I got on as a caravan guard and got up here not long after that. I started to figure it was nothing. I'd heard stories of Marco dying for years until I saw him. He was outside town, had a gang with him. Deep down, I knew he'd be too fast, or one of his boys would plug me first. I'd have to wait, but at least I knew where he was. I went back with a caravan, used my paycheck to get geared up, and that's when Brookshire found me. He told me that NCR had a stake in Frost Hill, wanted to fund a bounty hunting expedition. All they needed was some leadership. By that time, word had gotten around about your doings in the Mojave, so Brookshire figured I'd be a good fit to corral his gang of misfits. I mean, it's going to work, but sometimes I have my doubts about all this, the way things turned out. I regret starting you down this path.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. We did a lot of good in the Mojave, alright? No matter what anyone says. Fuck Virgil, alright?
Ask away.
What do you mean you regret it?
I got into this business because of revenge. Do you know what revenge is? It's a special kind of hatred that burns in your soul. It can motivate you, it can keep you alive, and it can poison you. When I gave you that pistol, I put that weight on you, and that ain't right. To know that I put you in a place, in a lifestyle that will have you looking over your shoulder your whole life, it hurts.
Hey, I knew what I was getting into, and I have no regrets. It was a privilege to work with you.
Let's just get through all this before we start congratulating each other and talking about privileges. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Ask away.
Let's see. Let's go talk to some of the other people in the camp, because
See you later.
questions about them. Ford?
My name's Ford. I am Randall's #1 killer, just so you know. And who the hell are you?
His number 0 killer. It's higher than 1. Or it comes before 1. That's what's important.
Wait, you're the courier. Holy shit! I didn't mean to come on as such a hard ass. I mean, it's just part of the business, right? You and Randall are the reason I got into this business. I read all those dime novels back when I was on the farm. Told all about you in New Vegas.
Wait, there's dime novels about me? Fuck, I want to read those. What'd they say?
Oh man, they tell about everything you did, and it's completely accurate. Let me get something, just a second. Oh, yeah. Sergio pressed the cold steel barrel against the captive's head. Make a move and she gets it, he muttered with serpentine rasp. With eyes that exhibited steely resolve, the courier calmly replied, "You've taken your last captive, evildoer." Sergio trembled as silence ensued. When Sergio's sweaty fingers twitched, the courier deftly lifted a pistol from its holster and loosed hot lead, effortlessly felling the outlaws. You know, how accurate is that? All of the details are in there. I mean, even Sergio's sweaty finger. What do you think?
I don't think there was any hostages during that shootout. Yeah, there was no captive, and the shootout was... Sergio was a damn close run thing.
No captive? Why would they make that up? Well, it doesn't matter. He killed Sergio, and that's all the people care about. I still can't believe you're here.
Please tell me you didn't get into this business because of something you read in a pamphlet.
It wasn't just some pamphlet. It's an in-depth account of all your exploits, with a touch of dramatic license. That's what it said. I memorized it. I was already a killer before I started bounty hunting. I'm almost as good as killing at you, believe it or not.
What do you actually know?
I know that we're only hired to hunt down the worst of the worst, so the use of lethal force is never in question. You have to be quick, able to get the jump on the bad guys. Having a big gun helps too. I think that about covers all the major points. Say, what if I was able to tag along with you? Watch and see how it's really done. I mean, I hold my own in all, but I want to learn from the best. Well, I've got gumption and a sharp mind. I believe I would be an asset to you.
Yeah, sure.
This is so fucking amazing. I'm actually helping you kill outlaws. Man, we're gonna be the most badass team in history.
What was this perk it gave me? Something about luck. Luck beats skill. While Ford is a companion, the player benefits from an increase in luck. Well, I'm already at 10 luck, but okay. Let's go check outside real quick. Thorn? Howdy.
What do you want, shitbird?
Choke him. Mind taking it easy with the shitbird routine? If you're such a professional, act like it.
Okay. I was just breaking the balls, you know. Go to FMG and all. Nothing more to it. You lead something, Chief?
I guess not. Alright. Bounty Hunter quarters.
The NCR's top ranger, Chief Hanlon, put a gun in his mouth. Think he would have done that if the NCR stood a chance at beating the Legion?
Okay. And then Brookshire. You're the guy that got Randall started up over here.
And so the great hunter appears. I have a feeling I'll be paying out a lot more bounties soon, seeing as to how you're around.
Who are you?
John Brookshire, serving in an official capacity for the New California Republic. I'm the man who signs the paychecks around here.
How did the NCR get involved with Randall?
Randall came to us, actually. He was short on funds and armament, and we had long since known about Frost Hill and its renegade population. There's a standing bounty on almost every person here. Some of them have been running from justice for decades. While Marco has not committed any known crimes against the NCR yet, many of his men have. With that in mind, we elected to partner with Randall. Thanks to Randall's reputation and our money, we now have a strong contingent of bounty hunters. Perhaps enough to reckon with the outlaw populace.
Are the bounty hunters authorized to kill the residents of Frost Hill?
No, absolutely not. Although they're wanted, I want to arrange for a peaceful resolution with the more civilized elements in the canyon.
Right.
I've made multiple attempts at a diplomatic solution, but my offers have been rebuffed each and every time. I even put amnesty on the table, provided they accept NCR control. They acted as if I wanted their firstborn. Asinine. Randall believes that this can be a peaceful, independent community once Marco and his ilk are gone, but I disagree. Only with the firm leadership of the NCR can Frost Hill put its outlaw past behind it. The law will have its day, whether they like it or not. When this is finished, the residents will have to choose between the NCR or life elsewhere. Violence, however, is out of the question.
You know that this is Utah, right? Not California? Y'all are gonna have to change the name of your country. If I could convince the townspeople to allow NCR control, would you guarantee amnesty?
Absolutely. That's what's in the offer, more or less. We want a smooth, profitable transition from outlawry to civilization. Nothing more. The bottom line is that we want the outlaws gone and the town turned legitimate, with proper leadership. With your reputation, perhaps you'll succeed where I failed. In that event, I'll see that you're rewarded when this is settled. Good luck.
All right.
Yes?
Do you have anything else?
What's on your mind?
Will there be a bounty on Marco?
There actually isn't a formal bounty out on Marco, at least as far as the NCR is concerned. Whatever he did back east, it didn't affect the Republic.
Ah.
With that said, some of his gang members most definitely have a history with us. Once the canyon's secured, I'm sure we'll work something out.
Okay. I know Randall's got bounties. Did you have extra work?
I do have some additional bounties that Randall passed on. Seems if they're not directly related to his crusade against Marco, he's not interested. Some of these targets are even of a political nature. Bringing these people to justice is important to my superiors. So, are you interested?
Yeah, sure.
I knew you were a climber when I saw you. You might have one hell of a career waiting for you in the NCR when this is settled. Your first target is a terrorist by the name of Godwin. He was a journalist who began sending mail bombs to anyone associated with tax collection. Over time, Godwin has become lionized by certain unpatriotic elements who view him as a hero in the anti-taxation movement. Absurd. All of it. He's a murderer, plain and simple. The fact that he's escaped justice for so long is an affront to the rule of law. Do you have any questions?
Is Godwin alone?
According to our most recent intelligence, he's holed up by himself in a cabin. He's a deranged little hermit, if there ever was one. A true nut job.
How much?
1,000 caps. Dead. We don't have the resources to process live captives out here, so if it's all the same to you, we'll keep things simple.
Okay.
Very well. Godwin should be in his shack, southeast of here. Just be mindful of any traps left by that little madman.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to Randall. Can ask him what he thinks of all this.
What you got? Ask away.
Why do you think I'll be looking over my shoulder? Once Marco is dead, nobody will want to cross us, right?
Plenty will steer clear, to be certain. There are always others out for your blood. Some want to land themselves in your legend by killing you. Seen it happen. There'll come a time when you don't pay attention, get careless, or just get unlucky, and somebody will make their move. See, you're carrying a brand. You're a killer. That's how people will always see you, for good or bad. And the ones you killed, they'll haunt you. Somebody once told me, blood will have blood. You can't stop it. All you can do is survive it.
Right.
Ask away.
What are you planning on doing after he's dead?
Been a long time since I've seen home. My real home. Hot and humid doesn't sound so bad when you're freezing your nuts off. Hell of a long trip back to Mississippi, but I reckon that's where I'll go. I've missed it, even with all the hurt that comes with thinking of it. Fact is that I'm tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of knowing that I'm alive and my family is dead. I wish I died with them, truly. If I can make it back there, I know what I'm gonna do.
There's still some people around who care about you, just so you know.
Yeah, I forget sometimes. You get in the habit of detaching yourself from other people in this business so you don't feel too much. I'm just talking out of my ass anyway. Let's get back to work. Ask away.
So what's the story with Brookshire?
He's some sort of NCR agent, man. You can never tell with those weasels. They got nice suits, silver tongues, and deep pockets. As long as they keep paying for bounties, and I get to run things my way, I got no complaints. He seems squared away as far as I can tell. What's on your mind?
What about Frost Hill? Is it friendly or not?
That's a complicated matter, my friend. See, the NCR has a bounty out on just about everybody in this here canyon. Thing is, most of them are just outcasts and poor folk, not really bad, except for Marco and his crew. A lot of them came up here to get away from one type of government or another, be it NCR, Legion, or whatever. Damnable thing is that most of them are loyal to Marco right now, mainly 'cause they see us as part of the NCR. I'm hoping that if we can whittle away some of Marco's muscle, people will start to have a change of heart. I ain't no NCR stooge. Somebody wants to pay me for bounties? Fine. You want me to conquer your territory for you? That dog won't hunt. If we can clean out the worst of them, then maybe the NCR will see this place as legitimate. Might even grant amnesty, or so they say. We got a lot of graves to fill before that's on the table, though. We'll see. What's on your mind?
Anything else? Oh boy. Okay, well, I think we'll cut here, and
See you later.
same thing with Virgil. Resume questions in the next episode. Definitely a great start. Cool characters. It's got a great little setup here, and I'm liking the story premise so far. I have played this before, but I'm trying to react to it as almost as if it was my first impressions. But so far, it seems pretty good for a mod. Real good quality. Hope you all enjoyed. You all have a great day.